Breakup sex permission granted. Episode number 90.
Fellas, I'm ready to get up and do my thing.
Go ahead.
I want to get into it, man, you know. Like a sex machine, man. Moving, doing it, you know. Can I count it off? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get up, get on up.
Welcome to another edition of Morning Sip. Hey everybody, you know what time it is. It's coffee o'clock. This is where I do a 50-minute short where you sip your coffee while Nina does the talking. So I'm your host, Nina Babel, who's unapologetically her edgy self every week. You can find me on ninababel.com or on social using the handle @NinaBabel. So grab your mug and start sipping.
It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the...
All right, peeps. In today's morning sip, I got another cup of Keep It 100 Girl Brew. So, I'm talking about breakup sex permission. And I'm going to bring out that whole angry, sad emoji. So this is how it goes. You're angry for going down that road, right? Or just paying a visit or overstaying your welcome. We've all been there. So I'm sharing very real, keep it 100 breakup moments from women. There's lots of reasons for granting breakup sex permission. Like you both still love each other and you would rather end with closeness and remembering or even celebrating the good instead of the nastiness. Or one person is clinging while the other is trying to let go. But the sex, come on, the sex is good. In fact, it's not just good, it's epic. But he or she has a cray personality that tends to rope you back in. Again. Then after the fact, you realize, you know what? I don't have any tolerance or bandwidth for this anymore. And lastly, even though you're dumping someone and you still wholeheartedly love them, you feel like shit that they are hurt and, you have that tendency, you want to comfort them and comfort yourself by letting it last just a bit longer. Maybe just once, but once ends up being twice, 3 times, and then you've overstayed your welcome. All of those scenarios can be healthy or unhealthy, but you know what? They are real. They are keep it 100 real. This is one of the hardest dilemmas when going through that whole single drought, winter season, cuffing season, and lastly, hormones. Technically, the argument is, are you still his baby because you don't have a man or he doesn't have a woman as yet either? He or she is still single. So do you have full permission to call, fool around, and give him or her some? Well, on one condition, that you all don't get back together. It's easy until you both move on, like this is the agreement, right? Harmony is in her 20s and single. I asked her, girl, are you guilty of breakup sex? Without hesitation, her answer was...
Yes, definitely. I was in a 4-year relationship, and as Drake says, that part of your relationship is amazing still, so you definitely, you hold on to that, and sometimes it just gets you in a deeper hole, but I'm guilty of that.
For Shantae, it took her last boyfriend to get her through, serious, vulnerable self-esteem moments. And that left a footprint in her heart.
I would go back to him only because, he, growing up, I went through this really hard, self-image type of thing and, self-esteem, self-worth thing. Even though it's bad that it had took a guy to help me get through a lot of that, he was really patient with me as far as, we were together for almost 3 years and he was just really patient, but then the distance broke us apart. So I would definitely go back. Even though we're definitely two completely different people now, he still kind of tries to be that rock that I need here and there when I allow him to. So I would definitely go back.
End to end, Diane was in this relationship for 13 years total. What's there to celebrate, right? The non-relationship status thing lasted longer than she really wanted. How many times do you catch yourself saying, don't worry, it's over? right? It's over. This time it's over. Well, this relationship ate up her peak period, quote unquote, of her life.
It was breakup, but just continued seeing each other. It was breakup, but
With no status.
Yeah, that's what it was. Breakup with no status. It was full-fledged relationship, but broke up with no status. So we still continued to like go to each other's houses for Christmas, like still hang out, still.
Like you went over his house, his family.
Still like break up with no status. But now it's totally done.
Was this episode good for you? Did it give you that confidence, motivation, maybe gumption to make a move? Is breakup sex worth a try? Ever? So this is where the Nina Love comes in. It's plain and it's simple. And more importantly, this one is a dignity thing. The last act a person wants to commit to is sleep with the one individual who broke their heart. Look, if it's over, it's over. Let it lie. Catherine's in her 30s. She wasn't having it. At least, that's what she told herself at first. Then the emotion kicked in. He didn't know it was the last time.
But we took a break, so like I'm in the middle. He broke up with me. And that was like a year and a half in. Mm-hmm. And when he broke up with me, I've never felt like that before. So I think that I would have to say that that's like the first time that my heart like truly was broken. Like like he broke up with me out of left field. We had never once talked about breaking up or taking a break or him being unhappy.
Right.
Like literally, it was just like wham. After he broke up with me, I didn't talk to him, period. And tried to get back together, take back his breaking up, and like I wasn't having it. And then we eventually did get back together, but after we got back together, like everything changed in our relationship. Like when we were together the first time, like he had all of the power. You know, like it was all about what Alex wanted and what he needed, and I just like put him on a pedestal. And after we got back together, I like realized that like I was responsible for my own happiness, and I was responsible for loving myself and bringing myself joy, and that my life wasn't going to revolve around his goals and his future and his plans, because what if we weren't together for all of those? So what would happen when he was a successful politician and I wasn't with him? What would have come of my life? Who would I have helped?
Right.
So I started going to therapy, and I like actually did bring happiness back to my life. And when I finally broke things off completely this past September, it was like completely natural and unpainful, and it was like a flow. You know, like I like flowed when I broke up with him. You know, like I wasn't in pain, but that first time was like, it's my heart split in two. Like I split in two. I just didn't have any happiness in me for a long time.
If you are in a relationship and you're listening to this episode, and that relationship, you're both great people and are good and are nice to each other consistently, hold on to that, because sadly, it has become a rare thing in 2017. So those who get it, consider yourself very, very lucky.
I'm free.
And that wraps up another episode of Morning Sip. Hope you enjoyed today's gulp. But more importantly, help me spread this word, Sip Nation. Regular episodes of the Keep It 100 Girl Show drop every Tuesday and every alternate Thursday and Friday on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and now Auto Radio. Don't forget to review the show in iTunes. You know why? Because I, Nina, rely on it so much. It really helps me stand out from the crowd. It helps women and even you men connect, understand each other better. Want to know more about how to splurge her, especially with Valentine's Day coming? Guys, if you want to maintain your financially savvy self but know how to splurge her, in fact, wow her in the end and keep her, visit bit.ly/splurge her. Look, you're going to have to join the wait list. Yes. Open enrollment starts on Friday, so bookmark your calendar because Valentine's Day is a couple of weeks away, and you got a lot to learn here. Connect with me on social. I love Twitter, Instagram. Send me a snap on Snapchat using the handle @NinaBabel. And don't forget, you could also subscribe to the Keep It 100 Girl Facebook page and catch my latest and greatest so you never, ever, ever miss an episode. So let's keep it 100. And that's my reel for this week. Smooches!
Got an Hennessy in my hand. One more time before I go. Higher powers taking hold.